All right, so y'all remember where I was looking at Satan's head right here, and if we check out according to the Bible, it's supposed to have 7 heads. Now I'm thinking maybe uh they could have got chopped off in war with our heavenly brother Michael and them. But then again, remember, okay, you can see but what's funny or weird, right? When you look at Satan's head, right here, you see all the hair around his face, though. Or it could be part of a rock or something that he's laying on top of, but I don't think a rock gonna have vines all the way down it like that. That's just, like I said, it's not a coincidence. And then for instance, look at the other side of the so-called rock that he's laying on, or whatever it is. There's no lines like that, like how it is directly by Satan's face. For instance, like, hold on, let me show y'all what I'm trying to say. So you got Satan's head here, and then you got the beard right there. The lines just like as if they coming from his chin or around his mouth, right? But on this side, you see nothing. Look at that. Even on the side of the head that looks like it's directly uh attached to his, you see nothing. There's no lines like that to the by this little dragon's or head, or if you want to call it that. There's nothing there. But on this side, by the bigger head, you see the hairlines. But so I was just looking around, and I looked at this. Let me show y'all real quick. So if we turn the map this way, so look at Satan's neck back area right here, right? You see his neck back area, you can see like the ridges in his skin that goes like this, right? So I kept looking and seeing this like same, almost identical pattern right out here. You see the same zigzags and reptile skin, and Google is picking that up way in the bottom of the sea down there. So I'm like, what the hell? So then when you look at uh this whole area where the small head come in at for the wings, and then you look at this whole area, you can kind of see what appears to be a massive neck. I'm just saying, y'all, you know what I'm saying? It you know, it, I'm not saying it's exactly what it is, but I'm saying it appears to be a massive ass neck right there, y'all. Right? So let's look at it. And then these two heads appears to be the smaller heads. Now remember, according to the Bible, what it is, Revelation 12, I believe, verse 4, he had 7 heads, right? So let's just say if these were really 1 and 2, well, we know for a fact, 100% without a doubt, that this is one, no matter what. Even if the other ones are fake, we know that's real. We know that's 100% uh, a dragon head. And we know 100% these are the wings, right? But I'm saying when measuring the distance, if we back up a little bit, hold on. Let me show y'all real quick. If we just back up a little bit or turn it sideways, it's not backing up. That appears to be even. What I'm saying is this whole W structure, hold on, sorry about that, y'all. This whole W structure and this whole W structure out of Antarctica appears to be uh, even when measuring the distance total, right? So they it kind of makes sense now. Uh, I tell you why, because when I first was looking at this shit, the first time I saw the black guy exposing the dragon, in the video, uh, I noticed the little head right by it as well. But it always looked funny to me, right? And I'm like, what the hell? Now I even compared the tips of the countries of Antarctica and South America, and then we know that this waterways right here is called the Drake Passage. And we know the real definition of Drake Passage means dragon. Uh means dragon. So it's Dragon Passage, right? Now, when you look at the the massiveness of this neck, god damn, man. This is a serious neck. Now I'm gonna show y'all something. Check this out. If this was indeed pieces of the seven heads, even if it ain't, like I said, we know for sure. You can bet your ass this is one. If none of them, even if this head right, the last head I showed y'all right here, even if that's not a head, which I don't know if it's a head now, y'all. Yeah, I mean I don't know. It could be, but I don't know. It could be. Remember, I was showing y'all this head of the dragon in my last video. You know, um, and I'm using the live Earth map instead of Google map real quick because I wanted to see what it looked like live and stuff. So remember, I showed y'all that in the last video. This dragon right here. This dragon looking head that looks like a head, and then you see the slit in his eye right there. Or let me not put it like that. You can see the eye right there, and he appears to be camouflaged in, right? And then you wonder, well, how in the hell he get there? So that means that he had to beat the fallen stars to Earth then. Which means if that's the case, the war would have took place immediately, in which we know that didn't happen because after he cast his stars upon this earth, his angels, it been a couple thousand years before Satan actually started, before the war actually popped off. And then our heavenly brother Michael, uh, you know, went to stepping, do what he do best. Because our heavenly brother Michael is actually built for war as well. He's an archangel, but you know, he handled the war division. He's over the war type stuff. And so this dragon right here, if it is a dragon that's right off the coast of all these areas right here, you begin to think, okay, well, how's that possible? Okay, so maybe when the Gulf of Mexico hit, maybe somehow after Satan cast the beast in the Gulf of Mexico, bang, crack that open. All of these little islands that we was looking at, let me show y'all. All of these little islands right here, Grenada, Barbados, St. Lucia, Dominican Republic, what it is, Antigua, and Barbuda, and whatever. All these little islands right here, all of these, and Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic, Haiti, Cuba, Jamaica, maybe all of them. When the Gulf of Mexico hit, when the beast hit, maybe they went flying, not flying, but floating outward with his man that's in the ocean, with his the giant man that maybe they went floating over here, right? And then after Satan fell, somehow he probably fell so hard. They say he fell like lightning, so he probably fell so hard, boom, into the ocean that it pulled all the islands back inside like a suction cup area. And by the time the riffle waves pushed them back out, because when you first hit the water or throw something in the water, it's going to create like a suction cup. First, it's going to suck in as whatever the object is that's hitting the water first. And then it's going to push back out and splash up. So when he hit, maybe it pulled the islands back in and then splashed them back up. And when it splashed them back up and pushed them, that's probably the location of where they ended up laying and then staying, I guess, if that makes sense. And that's probably how, I'm just trying to make sense of how in the hell, if it is a dragon, how Cuba and Dominican Republic end up being on top of him. If the beast in the Gulf of Mexico, which Satan had already cast upon this earth, had hit first, creating that big old hole right here, right? Hold on. Creating this big old hole right here. So we know after the beast in the Gulf of Mexico was cast upon this earth, boom, we know it hit it so hard, it knocked all these little islands out. Bahamas, all these little islands, all of them, all these little islands right here. We know they come from actually the impact of the beast in the Gulf of Mexico. Now, if this is indeed a dragon, and that is indeed his eye, because I zoomed all the way in on it too, y'all. I zoomed all the way in. It does look like reptile skin. It looks like if you ever see an alligator, right? If you look at an alligator eye and you see him close his eye, this part of the sea, when you look at that, y'all, it looks just like goddamn alligator skin, y'all. I'm serious. Like, I know, yo, I might be sounding crazy, I know, but yo, this thing do look like alligator skin, y'all. I'm serious, no joke. It just looked like reptile skin. Y'all know me, I loved reptiles. You feel me? I had them down my entire life for the most younger part of my days. You know what I'm saying? I used to go out and catch them, hunt them. You know what I'm saying? And not like kill them, hunt them. Like hunt them mean catch them and keep them, and then sell them. And so man, this shit looks like, I'm telling you. But it could, maybe not. But I tell you one thing though. It's something there, man. That's not normal. That is not normal. It's something fucking there, man. And this looks like a goddamn eye. I'm trying to think. And they said he was red, right? So that means he was hot. He's hot. He's a hot dragon, man. He's on fire, right? So how the fuck could it show an imprint of his eye if his eye is closed? And then when you think about an eyeball, when you see the slit in the human dragon's eyes, it's if somebody was to like bury themselves under the sea and open their eyes, they goddamn slit not gonna show. You know what I'm saying? Unless this dragon is just so hot, his I don't know, man, because that's, it's gonna show a damn eye like that, like, a slit. And gators has that slit in their eyes specifically. Crocs and gators, they have that slit, and they are really close to dragons. Well, I can't say them not identical because the dragons does has wings, and dragons have hair, versus alligators don't have hair. They have straight skin, the reptile skin, but they are extremely close related, to them. They're both reptiles. They in the same reptile family. But yo, this does look like some kind of reptile. Anyway, I hate to hold on. Oh shit, y'all. I wanted to make this real quick, but damn, you know what? I'll exceed it. But I wasn't talking too much. Anyway, so look, what I wanted to show y'all is, okay, that's one head, right? Now let's just say if this was 2 and 3. We're just saying, okay, if this is 2 and 3, which were, when we saw this head, we thought this motherfucker was pretty big. When I just showed y'all the other head, which actually looks bigger than this one, or maybe they're the same size, who knows. But when you follow this neck bone, y'all, if you looking at it like this, that is a massive fucking neck, y'all. Look at this. I'm talking about from the wingspan. This is a perfect W, y'all. It measures The same fucking thing, y'all. Almost. That is up. Damn. And then look at the neck. So you see where I'm going. I'm finna show y'all right now. Watch this. You see that shit? If this was real, watch this. You see, there go the same identical line reptiles cracks that Satan have right here on his back. Damn now, look at that. Look at that. On his back by his head. Whoop. Right? It's the only spot in the world right here that got that same identical mark. Right here. Look at that. And Google Earth picking that up. Whoop. Reptile skin. But check this out. See that motherfucker? God. If this is true, look. Ooh, shit. And hold on, y'all. Hold on. Watch this. God damn. Ooh, shit. Yo, do you see that shit, man? If this is true. Yo, if this is true, holy shit. Damn. Whoa. Shit. Oh, man, I know y'all see that. Damn. Oh, in case y'all don't, look at this. Look at this fucking massive head, man, off the coast of Kenya. All the way to Yemen, Oman, Afghanistan. This fucking head, Madagascar sit on top of it, and it got, I want to say, maybe 3 weird looking horns. Look at that fucking head, y'all. Okay, so and it's all the way fully emerged. Now this head is weird, right? Look at this. This can be the eyes, where the eyes are located, right? And then you can see where there's some kind of ridge that goes up on his face. Like his face, this part of his face go down. And then look at the mouth. And then there's some kind of horn coming out right there. There's a horn stretching out through Yemen. And there's a horn, another horn that's coming like that, maybe looking like whiskers, like cat whiskers, right? And check this out. Another type horn that actually looks like, I'm just not seeing this. Nah, this might not be nothing though, y'all, because now this shit starting to look like another head right here. All right, but let me just finish real quick. Now zoom in on these little islands right here, which look like half of the that what could be another dragon head's mouth, right? Just the side of its mouth. And then right here, Madagascar is one of his horns, right? You can see like one of his horns, and then another kind of horn that looks like a face. But like I said, it probably ain't nothing. But if it is something, just look at the size of that head, though, y'all. And you can see what Google's showing you. Like it looks like a mouth right here. Horns, or some kind of horn, or something. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. Maybe it's not a horn. I don't know, but maybe like I said, it's probably nothing. And then right next to it, god damn, is another head. Now, if this was true, which I'm gonna have to go look at it from Google Earth, because the pictures that's from the live map, the live satellite map, is kind of like taking up some of the detail. Look at this, and guess where it's right next to? So you got one head right here, could be, well, one that looks like a possible head, another head right here, and you can see the mouth, clearly, and what appears to be the horns coming out of his head this way, and his mouth right here perfectly round, and you could see the ridges on his skin. Like, damn, boy. Yo, and it's huge though, man. You might not think so, but this area is fucking big, and ironically, it sit right next to where Satan really covered the whole world. Look, right next to Indonesia, right? And Indonesia just happened to be what? A goddamn dead dragon. Type of a dragon. Look at this. There's another head right here. Same identical. You can clearly see. And then this one appears to be dead though. You can see his bone structure, what it was. And if you follow it long enough, you can see it looked like it had fins. Some sort on one of his back legs. There go his back leg, right back here. You can see where it's shaped like a turtle fin. But it appears to be some kind of dragon. You could tell it was a water dragon or something. Look, massive water dragon, and you can see the head, and you can see the same type of roundabout type of snout, like reptiles have, like gators have, the ridges, man. And it appears to be big, and it sit right next to what is showing this to be a dragon. It looks like a dragon. If you look at it from this way, now you probably can see it a little bit better. It looks like it's upside down though this way. A horn, some kind of horn or something, some horns. And this little island could be like an eye area. The mouth, and it's just head number one. And then the other dragon looking head right there that I just showed y'all, right? Head number two. Then going back to Satan, 3 and 4, and this weird looking dragon head thing. If this was one, if they all are one, this would be number 5. Damn. If it was true, number 5. Because and you know how we can tell that it's just not normal? Because all of this area over here got the cracks in it and stuff. It looks like reptile skin for some reason. But then look at this part of the man that's in the ocean, right off the coast of Florida the turtle. That goes all the way from Florida the turtle, well, United States the turtle, all the way to Canada. Look, you don't see that kind of skin right here with this man right here. You don't see that kind of skin. Look at this man. You can see his face. Hold on. You can see, and Google was able to capture that. You can see his chin, his nose, the ridge in his nose, the skin on his damn forehead, and the little hair above his head. And you can see the slit in his eye. Remember when I changed it to the color, what is called negative, you can see him perfectly like that. You don't see that kind of reptile fragment right here though. I mean, maybe a little bit right here. Something kind of look a little bit like, but you get what I'm saying? Look at this. You can even see the damn forehead. Zooming on, look at this man's forehead. Man, that shit look like real human skin. You know what I'm saying? Look, that look like real human skin, man. And the hair on somebody's head, that don't look like no damn reptile. Even this woman right here who appears to be trying to calm him down for some reason. Look at the woman. Look at her chin, her lips, her little pointy nose, her forehead, her eyes, her hair. Is she trying to kiss him or stop him from doing something or something? I don't know. And even that don't look like that, man. But then when you come over here, you look at Satan what could be a dragon head that we know is Satan, right on top, right where the Cayman Islands sit at, it fucking looked like reptile skin, man. Look at this. And then you come down to and look at that. Damn, that gap in between the land and that is skin. Oh shit. Yeah. Oh shit. So shit, man. Even when you look at the map, right, of the land of the wing of this dragon, when you look real close, you can see it's some kind of damn skin in the ocean that looked like skin from his wing, which means that probably is a dragon head. That's way over here. Y'all look, see that damn the thing? Man, it look like skin. Look, and then it stops right here. Why? Okay, let me show y'all something real quick. It stops right out here. It gets smooth. Oh, no, it don't. Hold on. Yeah, man. All the way up to. Hold on. Yeah, it do stops right out there. See, it stops. And, oh, man, that might be a neck, though, y'all. It might be because it stops out here. It gets smooth right there for some reason. And then all the rough ridges turn this way. Skin, alligator skin, turn this way, y'all. And when it turned this way, it comes up this way. And lo and behold, look. You see the head. That's number 5. So I don't know, y'all. And it's the same damn thing when you follow. Because you can see, if you're looking at it just by the heads, you won't see it. But if you look at this as one big neck, thick ass neck area, like I was just showing y'all, one big thick neck area, that these two heads just happen to be the smallest heads sit on top of his back, towards his neck, towards his, in between his two wings. Look at the necks, and then when you follow those same cracks and you see a head right there, it looks like a head. Let me say that. What looks like a head, and then when you turn it again this way, you can see the other head right next to it. And that motherfucker just chilling, and you can see like the horns on this one head. Almost identical to the one we just looked at that the Cayman Island sits on. Which, if you're looking at it from this perspective, you can kind of see what I was just showing y'all. Some kind of horns on his head. It just looked weird, you know. Remember the Bible says 7 heads. So I don't know, man. This is just maybe not, you know. Now let's focus on real quick before I end this video. How much time we got? Oh shit, it's gonna be too long, man. All right, so damn it. Look at the man that's eating Africa. Look at this. All right. So remember I showed y'all this, and then we did the negative that, and I still got that video up. But look at this. See his nose? This would be his eye probably, or maybe his eye would be a little bit more over, about right there. And you could see his fucking teeth, y'all. Google is, I'm telling you, is a powerful little satellite, man. Look at this. We're going to zoom in on the lip. This man that's in the ocean, this is the second man. Unlike, identical to the one that's looking at the United States that the woman is trying to stop from, I don't know what it is. But this dude is already biting right where Logos at. So I imagine the waves are always rough. Right where Ghana and Logos and what that is, Burkina Faso is in the further a little bit out a distance, but right on the edge of Ben and Ghana and Logos and all that. But look, you see his teeth? Look at that. You see what I'm saying? You can see his damn teeth, man. You can see this man's teeth. Hold on. Look at the teeth. You can see his lips, and he appears to be biting. Even when I went to Africa, I just kept staring at that damn sign. They have like this African sign showing it, and you can see this damn man biting it in the sign they got hanging up in the airport when you reach South Africa. They were looking at me like, what the hell is nigga looking at? The whole time I'm still looking at that sign like, damn, yo, what if this is... And he's eating it. Look. Watch this. Watch you see his teeth. Look, you can see his teeth, man. You can see the damn thing teeth. Watch this. And that's one thing I do like about this satellite. It works, you know, offline just as good. Look at the teeth, y'all. This damn thing got human teeth. And he's big. Look at that. Human teeth. Just like us. And he biting the shit out of Africa. Slowly eating it. That's human teeth. Look. Motherfucker got human teeth down there just like us, y'all. But some of them kind of look like a shark. Look at it. Oh my. And he biting the shit out of Africa. Look at this. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 big humanoid looking teeth. 5, 6, 7, 8. And by the way, it's raining, y'all. I feel so like this is my favorite weather, y'all. I'm just chilling, y'all. And it's, oh man. Yeah, and it's December the 5th, 2025, approximately 4:28. I might go swing and get me something to eat. I'm just in a good mood, man. I'm feeling the vibe today, y'all. And I decided to drop this video for y'all. But as you can see, there's a huge man uh off the coast of Africa, and he's already biting it. So which means that maybe sometimes in the future, um something may happen to these parts of Africa coast. You know, they might break off into the sea or something. If they break off into the water or something, and we know why, there's a huge man there that our eyes normally is not trained to see. And this spirit that's in the ocean is actually destroying Africa for some reason, that coast of Africa. And you can see his nose. And there was one on the United States that I spotted off West Coast. Let me try to go back there real quick while we at it. And let's see what happens. I'm gonna turn this thing around. The West Coast should be somewhere here. Turn this thing around. Damn it. Hold on. Sorry about that, y'all. All right, there we go. There was one that I think I seen last time off the coast of... Here we go. All right, that is Cali. Let's zoom in a little bit more. Let's see if he's there, because the second time I tried to see him, I couldn't find him. Is it right here? Yeah. It appears to be something... No, he just looking. No, this one just looking. There's another man. You can see it. Oh, hold on. You can see his eyes right here, and he's just looking. He got more of a human looking eye. He got like a reptile eye. You can see it right here. And if you look in the middle, you can see his pupil. Watch this. Right there. See it? And then you can see his nose and what will probably be his mouth area or something, but he's looking at the West Coast for some reason. You can see him right there. He looked like a damn killer, serial killer or something, like Michael Myers or something. You can see like that, look like what appears to be his hair, and then his eye, his left eye, his nose pushing up against something, his chin, and there was one that I thought was biting it, though. It looked like he was biting. I think it might be over here. Yeah. I'm going to have to take another look at it without Google. There. No, that's not it. I was going to say, there it goes. Anyways, though, catch y'all in the next video. Stay safe and peace out.